Well, to post game, I have no idea. Kings Warriors post game number 4. What a game. I cannot emphasize how good the Sacramento Kings will be next season. And as Chuck said on TNT, national television, the Kings will make the playoffs. I am convinced about it. I was convinced right after that buzzer beater when Bogdan hit it against the Lakers. After the trade, before the trade, I was beginning to question it. And now after the trade, I was convinced fully. And after watching tonight's spectacle of a game, an offensive showdown, the Warriors gave it their all, and the Kings gave it their all. The game ended in a 2-point defeat for the Kings, 125-123. Tip your hat out to the Kings. Tip your hat out to the Warriors. Two really good teams. One team, obviously, an all-time great team, maybe the best team ever. And then the Kings, an up-and-coming team, will have aspirations to be the Warriors in a few years. I think next year the Kings will be a top 5 team. Book it right now. I tweeted it out. I don't know how many retweets or likes it's gotten, but I feel that this team, if they can stick together, they have a nice nucleus, a good foundation, a great camaraderie. You cannot emphasize that enough. The chemistry on this team is phenomenal. It's never been like this. It was never like that in the DMC days. And there are so many positives moving forward for this team. We're going to talk about the entire game, talk about some of the teams in the upcoming schedule, talk about the Warriors a little bit and where they're at as a team. Tonight, Steph Curry had to make 10 3-pointers to beat the Kings. I understand that Klay Thompson was 3 of 9, and the Kings had to pick their poison. They had to leave one of these 3 exceptional shooters with Durant, Curry, and Klay. Klay made the biggest shot, though. That shot hurt. But with that said, though, Buddy Hield still had a shot to win the game for the Kings. I know some of you may be thinking, oh, did Dave Yeager mess with his mind after making the initial 3? I don't know. I think within the flow of the game, Buddy may have thought, you know what, I can get a better shot. But he should have taken that shot, no question about it. Or he could have passed it back out to Bogdan for the buzzer beater 3. He chose to take a contested spin, fadeaway shot over Klay, and it was short. Disappointing finish, but tip your hat off to the Kings. They played well. Kevin Durant, 10 of 20, 1 of 5 from 3 tonight. 9 rebounds, 28 points. Hell of a player, hell of a talent. Don't like his persona. Don't like his attitude. Don't like how soft he is. But the basketball player, Kevin Durant, the basketball player, will go down as an all-time great and one of the best to ever lace it up. That dude is just insane. To do what he does at 7 feet, to handle the way he does at 7 feet is mind-boggling. The way he shoots off the dribble is mind-boggling. Wow. That team is really damn good. And I can't wait till they break it up until he leaves next season. And once he leaves next season, it's going to restore balance in the NBA. That's what we're all hoping for. KD leaves the Warriors. The Warriors go back to their big 3. We don't know if Klay may leave to the Lakers. There is that rumor out there. Then the NBA will be exciting once again in terms of not knowing. Because we all know if the Warriors are healthy, it's 99.999% that they're going to win the championship. It's very obvious. It's very clear. Even though they've barely beaten the Kings by combined points of, I think, 12 in 4 games, the Kings simply match up well with the Warriors. Not to say that they're at that level, because they're not. Don't get carried away. But again, with that said, the Kings are a good team themselves this season, and I do expect them to make the playoffs. Scratch all my entire industry thought the Kings were going to be bad, and enjoy the moment. That was throughout the season. I kept telling you guys, enjoy the moment because we don't know what this team will do. Now, I am very convinced that if the Kings don't make the playoffs, it's going to be a disappointing finish to the season. I expect the team to make the playoffs because they're a good team. They have good bench. And even though Belly didn't play tonight, you see the depth of this team. So next game, I do expect them to play. They will go back to that original lineup of Bielita and Willie with the front court. Even though Marvin had a monster game, and even though Marvin is the future star big of this team, I think right now, not putting the pressure on him to start, even though he's getting starter minutes and even though he's finishing games, that's all that matters. I know people are, why'd you start him? For what? He's playing a key role. He's playing against that second unit, getting started. And once he gets going, his confidence is high. I like what Dave is doing. He's not listening to all this white noise. Do what you do. It worked for Darren last season. It's working for Marvin this season. He's playing starter minutes. Tonight, Marvin Bagley played 34 minutes. What more do you want? Monster game. 11 to 14 from the free throw line. Very impressive. 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. 8 of 19 for the game. 28 points, 14 rebounds. 6 offensive rebounds, 8 defensive rebounds, 1 steal, no blocks, 2 turnovers. And those 2 turnovers came against KD, who was a very good defender. Not many people talk about KD's defense, but KD is a hell of a defender. And shout out to all the people who are on the live chat, 42 people watching right now. Hit that like button or dislike button. It really helps us out, guys. Again, make sure to share this with all your fellow NBA fans. This post-game show is presented by Valley Tire Center. ACFest is March 21st, a Thursday. Free food, free prizes, a lot of cool stuff, free shirts. You guys must come down if you're from the local area, Woodland, California. Brett Pedroia throwing a huge community party. He does it every single year. It's just awesome to see. Make sure to come down and just spend a couple hours with us. Free food. Really, Sandra D's catering. So you know the food is going to be good. It's going to be some nice pulled pork. A lot of good food, man. I love Sandra D's catering food. I really do. So, again, March 21st, we thank Valley Tire Center. As always, in 2 years, the Kings will be unstoppable. I can see it. Comment. I like that. I like the optimism. Again, Draymond Green had 3 3-pointers today. He was 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. Massive shots. He's going to get those shots all season long for the remainder of the year. He's going to get those shots in the playoffs. He understands that he needs to knock those shots down. Tonight, Draymond did Draymond things. He got a technical foul and gave the Kings life at the end. I thought it was great defense, but you cannot lose your composure. You're an NBA champion, and you need to set the standard. I applaud the referees for teeing him up. I was surprised the refs didn't tee up DeMarcus Cousins when I thought they should have teed him up. And I think he yelled at Corey Brewer. He said, I'm not going to say it, but if you just read his lips, you can see what he told him. But if you watch the replay, DeMarcus pulled him down, even though he was initially grabbed from the t-shirt. Sure, that's true. But then he did the rest, as he always does, just brought him down, put him on the floor. If you guys know anything about basketball, the referees always see the second hit or the second guy making the contact. They never see the first part, right? You should know that by now. It's happened his entire career. So I was shocked that they did not call a technical foul on that. Corey Brewer cemented his role on the team, in my opinion. I believe the Kings will sign him long term. He's a good veteran to have, a good backup presence. And he is that pesky defender that's going to put his body on the line every single night. I like what I see from Corey Brewer. He's a guy that hit, I think it was 2 or 3 3-pointers. He hit 3 3-pointers, 3 of 5 tonight, 11 points, +2 for the game. He's going to bring that intensity every single game. When his number is called, he will be ready because he's a class act, a consummate professional. You want to have those type of guys. He's on his second 10-day contract. They're going to have to make a decision soon. I believe they will make the decision and sign him long-term for the remainder of the year. Some people were thinking bringing back Troy Williams, who had a great game in Stockton last night or the night before, I believe. I like Troy, but he's not the veteran that Corey is. Corey has playoff experience. He's been there, done that. I like Corey Brewer as that third string guy that can come in and give you that spark when you are having an off night. Corey Brewer kept the Kings alive tonight in that stretch where the Warriors could have gone and put the game away, and he kept the Kings in the game, which is really impressive. A.R. Lopeman says Marvin will be better than DeMarcus, shooting, rebounding, and defense. DeMarcus was huffing and puffing, running up and down the floor against the Kings. To be fair, as much as, I have my history with DeMarcus Cousins, he's not in full game shape yet. And once he gets in better shape, he's going to be a lot better for that team. It's obvious. So I'm not going to put so much strain into that because the Kings make a lot of people huff and puff because the pace that they play and the speed that they play in, it's difficult for other teams to keep up. So a guy that's coming off an Achilles at his weight and knowing that he had weight issues his entire career, it's not surprising. So I'm not gonna knock him for that. Is what I'm trying to say. DeMar DeRozan, no, Siakam is better than Marvin. He says Siakam is better than Marvin Bagley. I love Siakam. Siakam is better right now. Now, potentially, we don't know. I think Siakam will be an all-star in this league when it's all said and done as well. So, and I believe Marvin Bagley will be an all-star as well. We have 2 roster spots. Brewer backup in Troy beat insurance policy. He's not going to play. You have a 3-guard lineup already, and even a 4-guard lineup if you put Yogi in there, which you should because he's been the primary backup ever since he got that nod, and he's played very well. Yogi Ferrell is a very good backup player, man. He brings instant offense, instant energy. I just like the mocks of this team right now. They're playing at a high level. The trade was one of the best moves ever in Sacramento's history. So shout out to Vlade Divac. NBA highlights. You're a good-looking man, Leo. Very handsome. Appreciate that. Ego just went up right now. And I appreciate that, man. The Fox block to Clay for 3 hurt so much. It really did because the Kings did everything they could. They played it right. Fox came into the frame and did the right thing, and it just happens to land. And Clay, who was the cold man, he hits the biggest shot. Disappointing. Edwards says a coach-player argument in the moment just means they both want to win. No issue, in my opinion. I agree 100% with that. When you're in that type of atmosphere in Oracle and the game's on the line, you're going to have disagreements. I just thought it was funny that Kevin Durant got involved, and then that cracked Dave Yeager a smile. It's just a great rivalry, and if it does happen 1-8 or 2-7, it's going to be so much fun to watch. 4 games at the bare minimum once again. So it'd be a total of 8 games, depending on how many wins the Kings can pull out. Just it's super impressive what the Kings have done all season long, and they're only going to continue to get better as the season progresses. They have OKC on Saturday. It is a very, very important game. It's not a must-win because OKC is pretty damn good. Did they win tonight? They did not play tonight. Then the Lakers tonight as well. They came back. They were down by 18 points against Houston, 111-106. I did tweet out that I did not think they would win the game. They proved me wrong tonight. LeBron James. I honestly believe the Lakers and the Kings will make the playoffs. It's going to come down to the Spurs continuing to lose. They've lost 7 of 8. And I just don't see a playoffs without LeBron James. The NBA will do everything they can. And to be honest, the Lakers were a four seed before he got injured. So let's not get carried away and say they're a bad team. I understand that some of the young players were poisoned in terms of them almost getting traded and they were messed up in the heads psychologically, but they know they're there for the remainder of the year. They have to prove to that organization, to that front office, to Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka that, you know what, don't trade me. I'm here for the long run. That team's a good team. They are a good team, and I expect them to make the playoffs. I think they're a better team than the Spurs. I think the Kings are a better team than the Spurs. So the teams that I do expect to come out are the Clippers and the Spurs. So it'll be Jazz, Kings, Lakers, in my opinion. That's what I'm calling right now. Someone says Siakam is the next Giannis. He plays like Giannis. Nobody is the next Giannis. Giannis is the only Giannis. This dude was made in a lab. The Bucks won a super close one tonight at home, 98-97. Kyrie, some people can argue that he got fouled, but if you think about it, he should have kicked it back out to Al Horford. It's just like Buddy could have kicked it back out to Bogey to win that game. It didn't happen. Things happen for a reason. But the Bucks are the better team, in my opinion, and I do expect Bucks Raptors in the Eastern Conference Finals. Well, I don't know. I think the Sixers are super talented, but if Joel Embiid is not going to be there and you're going to do the whole load management, and I guess they're trying to preserve him for the playoffs, it does make sense. But I don't know what I don't know, right? And if he doesn't play, if he's not in the flow of things, it's going to be difficult for them. And they do struggle a lot against the very good teams in the East. They struggle against the Celtics. The Celtics have owned them the past 18 games. And even though I think the Sixers may be the most talented team, it doesn't necessarily mean that they'll make it past these other teams who are very good teams cohesively. So Raptors, Bucks, as of right now, that may change with the Sixers coming into the frame. I don't expect the Celtics to be there in the Eastern Conference Finals, but I will give the Sixers a shot because of their incredible starting five. Their starting five is so talented. It's the second best starting five after Golden State. So I like it. Handy, sub Leo, did I miss the conversation regarding Buddy's last shot? So Buddy's last shot, again, just to recap it, he should have taken that final shot to win the game, and he made it super difficult on himself and taking that spin fade away over Clay. Some people may have a conspiracy theory that Coach Yeager was in his head because of their argument prior to that. But I don't put much stock into it. I may consider it in terms of, okay, me acknowledging that there was something, but at the same time, as a player in control with a live dribble, you have to take that shot. You cannot use that as an excuse as saying, oh, Dave was mad because I took the previous shot and I made it. If you're arguing with your coach saying, Coach, it doesn't matter, I made the shot, then you should take that second shot to win the game, because you know that once Clay regains his composure, he's one of the best defenders in the game, and he made it super difficult on Buddy in that final shot. Buddy should have dished out to Bogey, right? That's what he should have done. What are people saying? And here was your overplay versus three cut. Hope. Right. There is some stuff that I just got tweeted out about that final play. I do want to watch that final play, as a matter of fact. Let me see. Let me see what happens. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Harrison Barnes missed Marvin Bagley for a wide open layup dunk. Harrison Barnes did not recognize it. At the same time, there was the 5-second violation in his head. So it's super easy to say, oh, he missed him and he should have hit him in stride. But oof, That would have tied the game, sent it to overtime. But then overtime, realistically, you're not going to beat the Warriors. You have to go for the win. So I get the argument. It would have, and you don't even know if the game would have ended there, because if Marvin Bagley dunks the ball, there's still about 4 or 5 seconds left. What are Steph Curry's career averages against De'Aaron Fox? I have no idea, but this season he has torched him. To be fair, he torches a lot of people. He's averaging 28 for the season. Let me see. De'Aaron Fox finished with 18 points, 8 assists, 6 of 14. Good game. Bogey, 5 of 10, 14 points. Buddy Hield, 19 points. Harrison Barnes, 13 points. He came alive late, which was good. I'm going to guess around 38 points per game. Man, Fox needs to be more of a focal point in the offense, don't you think? Yes and no. The reason why, yes. Long term, yes. I do expect him to take that next step and become more of a scorer. But right now, he understands that he has guys who can put the ball in the hole, with Buddy Hield, with Bogdan, with Harrison now. So he has to pick and choose when he becomes extra aggressive. Down the stretch, he had 2 fadeaway bunnies that he missed that he should have made. So I understand where he's coming from and getting everybody involved. That's his job as a point guard, as the quarterback of the team. So I get it. I know what you're saying. You want him to be more Russell Westbrook-esque, right? Where he's taking control, taking most of the shots. I think that's going to come with time, though. Slav's hurt, and the Lakers won their game. Tom, the Raptors or Spurs, don't worry, we'll beat the Spurs just for your Kings. There you go. Let's go Raptors, huh? Top moment when Durant was showing the Kings players how Marvin was holding the ball and how he could just snatch that. Anyone thinking about the lineup change tonight? Barnes, the power forward, in order to allow faster pace, makes sense, right? So I definitely understood what Dave was doing. Dave's lineups worked, man. Again, yeah, they were up by 11, but you knew that run was coming. These are the NBA champions. They did it at home at Golden One. Did you not expect them to make the run at Oracle? Come on, y'all. So shout out to the Kings. They played very well tonight, and the Warriors played very well tonight. I thought it was a magnificent game, and Charles Barkley, myself, we have the Kings making the playoffs. I have the Lakers making the playoffs. I have the Spurs and the Clippers not making the playoffs. So right now, Spurs and Clippers are in. I think the Kings and the Lakers will supplement them and take those 2 seeds. Now, I don't know. They can get up to 6. Honestly, the Jazz are susceptible to dropping, in my opinion. So a lot of things can happen. A lot of things can happen. Let's see how the Kings respond. I hope they are posted and show against the Thunder. They'll be ready to go against Thunder. They match very well against OKC Thunder. Paul George is playing out of his mind. One of the top MVP candidates. If Giannis didn't exist, he'd be the MVP of the league. But Giannis does exist, and he is the best player in the game right now, in my opinion. He's going to be the best player for many years to come, barring injury. Giannis is just a different type of human being. This dude is something else, man. He's just so dangerous. And once he develops a jump shot, or even an average jump shot, oh my gosh. I mean, it's already over, but when you add that, it's just more of a cheat code now. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to slap that like button or just like button. I don't know if this will go on the audio. I'm not sure yet. Still thinking about it, but I appreciate all you guys' support. See you guys on the next one.